My name is Dan Adams. I'm the writer, director, and producer of Mama Don't Make Me.
I'm the lead actress of Mama Don't Make Me. Tracy Ramari.
Hi, Al Sutton, Fortune, Cookies, and Men's Eyes.
Christian Capillo, I directed and produced Perch.
Maybe if we could go down for all the directors, you could share with us your inspiration for making the films that you made.
So this started as a class project back when I was in college, and it was a much simpler script about a story of an old man who watches life go by from his porch. And then as soon as I read the script that David wrote, I knew I wanted to expand it into a short, and then it kind of just went through the motions to what it was today.
I always, when I went to a Chinese restaurant and opened a fortune cookie, they'd say, you know, you're a great guy or something, or you're really a hero or something like that. And I kept saying, well, who wrote this damn thing? And I always wanted to go into the back room and find out who's writing the fortune cookie, because I'm not a great man. So it really bothered me. So I kept at it until I finally figured out who's writing the fortune cookie.
And you cast yourself as the writer of the cookies.
My story is because I was searching for my next project to do, and I came across this social issue that nobody's talking about. I was like, this is unique, this is bold, this is new, let me explore it. And through that exploration came me being educated on this social issue of mothers and parents and fathers, but I chose to just to focus on the mothers on this one. The next film I might focus on bad dads, but for this one, it happens a lot, and I was surprised. And just going through just to YouTube, and I included some of that stock footage in the film of real cases of mothers using their children to commit thefts. And then when I'm talking about with different people, I've come to know that parents use children to open up credit cards in their name and a whole bunch of stuff. So this is an awareness that I want to bring to the forefront on how these children are being put at risk by bad parenting.
Well, I've always sort of been fascinated about the relationships that can come to be in New York City. And I think it's like a very uniquely New York thing where you meet strangers and you build these super deep, intimate connections. So that was one part, and I've always just thought the Craigslist misconnection section was really funny.
Wow, you each have a different way into character, questions, social issues, and then the city itself, right? In different ways into story. Maybe you can share with the audience, and we can just go down the line again. Any complications or challenges and how you overcame those with your films?
Oh God, so many. Where to start? So this was my very first film ever writing, being in, or producing. Thank you. So yeah, I think our biggest challenge was on our second day, which was our longest day of shooting. We lost one of our producers, and I was supposed to be in it. And I'm carrying 20-pound sandbags and trying to load everything to an Uber, and the Uber wouldn't take me because I have too much shit. So a lot of our complications just became logistical. And then it's oh, you're spending too much time, you're spending too much money. And it was just those little things. And I think my biggest takeaway from that is that I really learned how important it is to create a team of people that work together and all believe in the project. And I love, oh my God, our production team is the best. And I would do anything for any of those women. 100% female crew, guys.
Challenges is always timing and trying to fit everything that you want to fit within. We shot this in 2 days over a weekend, and just trying to fit everything you want to fit. You know you can't fit it all. So
you had a number of locations.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Yeah. Actually, the locations was one of my biggest hurdles, and I was lucky enough to find the apartment scene where we decorated out in the Halloween. I was searching for just the right location. I wasn't finding anything until It's actually, that's a recording studio in the Bronx. And we used their hallway, and we made it into our own little environment where we just made it our own. So things like scheduling and making sure, for me as a director, just making sure that the talent is comfortable and is in their zone so they could get into character, stay in character, and perform. And didn't she do a wonderful job, ladies and gentlemen?
So, oh my God. I have to admit, when I walked onto the set, I was really terrified because I had no idea what it was gonna be like. It was my first lead role, so obviously I was really scared. And you know, I wanted to do her justice, obviously. And the main thing about an actor, like an actor or actress, you should never judge your character. So I wanted you to feel a sense of sympathy. I wanted you to be able to empathize with her, to understand why she does what she does. You know, you never know how far, you don't know why people do what they do. A lot of times we're so quick to judge, especially this generation. We're so quick to judge people, and you just never know what's going on in somebody's world. Like, everybody has an internal struggle that they're dealing with. You don't know what they're going through. As you found out when you watched it, she has cancer, she's dying. You know, so she wanted to make sure her girls were set, that they were straight, and they never had to struggle. And that's something, you know, that I've dealt with. You know, my mother, she's sitting right there in the audience. She's a survivor, cancer. And, you know, so I can understand. I dealt with, you know, seeing my mom, you know, she was a single mother, taking care of me and doing whatever she had to do. Even though I didn't understand it, I was an angry teenager growing up. I wasn't the most respectful at all. I was, you know, very rebellious. I didn't understand, you know, so I get it now. Being older, I'm 29 years old now, I get it. A mother will do anything for her children, and you should never judge. No, and that's what I wanted to bring to the character, and I hope, you know, that I hope that translated. I hope that came across well to all of you.
The only challenge was finding a compatible Chinese restaurant where we could do our thing. And the other challenge, the biggest challenge, was teaching those fish to talk. That was a lot of work, I gotta tell you.
Well, aside from going over budget before I started shooting, I also lost both my producers the day before we started shooting. So that was fun. And then the biggest challenge was just trying to get this done while also working full time. So just like trying to balance work, life, and then this on the side, that was the biggest issue.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, due to timing constraints, we have to cut the Q&A short. But what I want you guys to all do after we let out here is, you know, the directors will be around, right? Make sure if you have any questions, connect with them. Tell them what an amazing job they did, and ask them any questions you have right there. On behalf of Big Apple Film Fest, I'm Michael Warnason. Thank you guys so much, and a big round of applause to the stable directors up here.